Now wait a minute. You guys didn't tell me that I have to fight a dragon after my wedding ceremony? Hey everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog and welcome to another in-theater movie review series. So today's movie that I'll be reviewing is the Netflix film Damsel. So this movie starts off with a young princess named Elodie whose kingdom is in shambles. And the only way that they were able to save the kingdom is if Elodie marries a prince from a faraway kingdom. So Elodie and her family ends up going to this faraway kingdom and Elodie meets up with the prince. And at first everything seems to go fine with Elodie and the prince as they seem to get along with each other very well and things look fine until the prince takes Elodie to this mysterious cave. And it turns out that the prince's family actually want to sacrifice Elodie to this dragon who lives in the cave, and they end up throwing Elodie into the cave. Now Elodie spends most of the film trying to survive in the cave while trying to escape from the dragon. So what are my thoughts about this film? I really enjoyed this film. So let's talk about what I did like about this film. So the first thing that I liked about this film was the premise. The fact that this movie is about a young girl who's trying to survive her time in the cave while trying to escape from the dragon was a really interesting premise to me. And a lot of people tend to compare this movie to Ready or Not, which was another movie that involves the main protagonist trying to marry into this family until she finds out that the family is actually trying to kill her, as she has to find a way to survive while trying to avoid being killed by the family. And that's pretty much what kind of happens in this movie. Like, you have Elodie actually being married to the prince, and then it turns out that the prince's family actually wants to sacrifice Elodie to this dragon, and Elodie has to find a way to survive without getting killed by the dragon. So yeah, the premise of both Ready or Not and this movie are pretty similar in that regard. But yeah, I still like the premise about this young princess trying to find a way to survive in this cave while trying to escape from the dragon. Another thing that I liked about this movie were the action sequences and the intense moments. So this movie has a lot of tension throughout it, especially during the scenes where Elodie is trying to escape from the cave and she's trying to escape from the dragon without being killed. Those are some of the most intense moments in the movie, and the movie did a really good job of making those moments feel really intense. And I also really like the action sequences once the movie actually delve into the action sequences in the second half. Like, you get to see Elodie try to fight her way through the cave and trying to survive against the dragon. So I really like those sequences throughout the movie. And then another thing that I really liked about this movie were the performances. I think that both Millie Bobby Brown and Angela Bassett both did a fantastic job with their roles of Elodie and Elodie's stepmother, and I think that they made this movie really fun to watch with their stellar performances. Now, here are some issues that I have with this film. So the first issue that I have with this film was that I felt like the beginning was a bit slow. As I mentioned before, the action of this movie doesn't really get started until the second act of the film. So in the first act of the film, we were just basically spending time with Elodie, like trying to get to know the prince and just trying to get used to the new kingdom itself. But other than that, not much really happens in the first half of the film, and it wouldn't be until Elodie gets thrown into the cave that things start happening in the film. So yeah, I felt like the first half of the film was a bit slow going before they finally got to the action side of the movie. Another issue that I had with this movie was that I felt like the world building and the characters themselves were a bit underdeveloped. Like, we don't really know much about Elodie and her family, except that Elodie's real mother actually died and she ends up with her stepmother. And that's all we really know about Elodie's character. Like, even the side characters like Elodie's sister and her father don't get a lot of development. And it feels like the only characters who get any kind of development is really Elodie herself. And even though the stepmother does take a big role in this film, in a sense, we still don't know much about the stepmother herself, except for a few odd pieces here and there about her backstory. But yeah, I felt like a lot of the characters in this film we don't really know much about, and the movie didn't really expand more on these characters. And in regards to the world building, like, we don't really know why Elodie's kingdom is going downhill. Like, did they get involved in a war and it ended up taking its toll on the kingdom? Or did it have anything to do with what the dragon's been doing in the story? Like, this wasn't really explained in the movie, and I was wondering throughout the whole movie about what was going on with Elodie's kingdom. Why was it going downhill? What just happened that made the kingdom go downhill? Yeah, there was some things about this movie's world building that I didn't understand and that the movie didn't fully go into detail about. Before I give out my overall thoughts on this movie, I would like to let you guys know that there are affiliate links in the description box below if you want to buy any of the movies that are linked or mentioned in this video. If you buy any of the movies that are mentioned in this video using the affiliate links in the description box below, that I will receive a small commission that would greatly help with this channel. So please feel free to use any of the affiliate links in the description box below if you want to add any of these movies to your movie collection. And now a word from this channel. All aboard the Social Media Express. Want to send some tweets my way? Then follow me on Twitter. Want to see me play lots of video games and other stuff? Then follow me on Twitch. Want to join our crazy community? Then join our Discord group. Let's chat with Rabbitearsblog. Want to see more stuff from my YouTube channel? Then check out my Facebook page, Rabbitearsblog's Best Comments. Want to check me out at other awesome accounts? Here's my card. And now, back to the video. But overall, I give Damsel a watch it. Even though the first half of the film was a bit slow going and the world building and the characters were a bit underdeveloped, I still really enjoyed this movie. Like, I really loved the performances from Angela Bassett and Millie Bobby Brown in this movie. I really love the premise of this film about this young girl trying to fight against a dragon in order to survive. And I really liked the action sequences and the intense moments throughout this film, as they made me really interested in this film. So if you're looking for a film that's very similar to Ready or Not but it involves dragons, then check out Damsel. So those are my thoughts on Damsel, and tell me in the comments down below, have you seen Damsel? And if you have, did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? And what's your favorite movie that involves dragons? Please let me know in the comments down below. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, like this video? If you want to check out more crazy content from this channel, then please hit that big old colorful subscribe button. And if you're feeling extra generous, then please support me through Patreon so I can make more awesome content for this channel.